this is way more interesting than the video I sat down to make. First of all, I want to say that. Okay, I use a handle online. I didn't even see your name. I got to you through a subscriber. Jen, maybe that's your actual name. My name is a handle. It's Piro. Well, first of all, I think it's a total myth that men want what the men's magazines say, and men believe that myth. And if there were no men's magazines, men would still come up with that myth. I mean, they're actively thinking that's what they want. But if you actually get a woman that you like, then I think for most men it's different, and it's not just social. Maybe it is just social stereotypes. It's just that I feel I have broken from a lot of convention and tradition, and yet I still find myself. And even if I'm trying not to be, well, that's the point. I have to try not to be jealous. You know, it's like I'm a modern, liberated person, and I. You know, obviously I'm not hung up, obviously, about a woman's sexual past. And yet, sometimes I can feel a little pang of jealousy, you know, on certain stories or aspects of it. I mean, if you find out somebody had something you can't offer, for example, or whatever. So there is, something automatic. I don't think it's just a social reaction or a conditioning is what I'm saying. I think there's more to it. It's more like what your friend was saying of there really is something, and also what you were saying, that there is something to, you know, men having an urge to protect and sort of to territorialize, which, you know, I don't think is a healthy emotion, but I mean I find even in myself. And what was the other thing? What you said about men are confused about what their role is in that situation. So the first thing has to do with not wanting to be secondary. I mean, I don't find myself jealous of some of the you know, the specifics of physical contact or anything like that. But if a man starts to get a sense that he's secondary to somebody he's interested in, then I think most men have a negative reaction to that. That's really hard to take. And I myself wonder sometimes, you know, because it can be emotionally hard to even put yourself out there. So, I mean, why put yourself out there into a situation where maybe, you know, you can't relax, really, you know. The other thing is just I think it's hard to balance. I mean, if two people find each other and have that same attitude about each other, that's fine. But I just think the odds are that, you know, it might be you might meet somebody and be like, oh wait, you know, I am really interested in this person. And maybe you're at a stage in your life where that's not going to happen, but then only because you're not going to let it happen. You have other priorities that are like overpowering it, but really it still could happen. It could be that you're the one that wants more than just a fuck buddy out of, you know, someone that comes along and you realize, oh my god, I want more. So I think kind of the odds are just not that great for it working, in that sense. And also, you know, I wonder, I mean, in my past, I was married a long time, and then, you know, so in general, you know, in general, I think that people, well, that's all I have to say. I have more to say, but I can't put words on it. So anyway, that's my response to your question, and I'm really interested to see the responses myself. I mean, it seems like I'm dealing with this very same issue all the time now, and I'm not really sure where I stand. Sometimes I have an attitude this way, and then I'll be like, oh, wait, no, not you. I like you differently than that. And so, and besides which, it's not me imposing any of this. I mean, I do have sort of a standard idea of one-on-one, like, even if it's not that serious, let's see if it lasts. And, you know, but then again, I like coming over for a movie, and, you know, usually it turns into fooling around. You know, I like it even when it doesn't. I mean, I like that friendship part too. a lot, and I know that it's easier to obtain if both people can relax about the natural, competitive instincts. So, so yeah, I'm dealing with this, and then it's not really me. It's women like you that and it's a way to slow things down. In this day, in a non-sexually inhibited age, doing that is a way to slow things down that might get more serious. And then that is confusing as to what's the role and what's the reaction and where are we now, and do I, I'm looking for the word, not aggressive or pushy, but, do you try to get somebody to go out and do something? Like, hey, let's do it. No, I don't want to do it. No, really, you shouldn't. Do you do that extra step? Or do you say, oh, this is a situation where you make it easy for them to get space? There's a lot of questions like that. But anyway, the bottom line is that I think it's a myth that men would be excited about that. I think the reality is that it's not that easy to find people, and you have sort of an instinctual desire, as somebody clicks a certain way, to want to sort of get them for your own and know that they're dedicated to you. And that's where the social context comes in, because of course somebody can be dedicated to you and still be having sex with other people. But see, you're asking about friends with benefits, so you're talking about not being dedicated to any one of them. So anyway, okay, I know this is the way I do this when I'm very interested in the subject. I gave some answers. If you look closely, and then more questions.